Okay, hello everyone and happy Thursday. It's an upper body strength day, specifically focusing on our back and our shoulders. For equipment today, a couple things you will need. I will be using this long band. So if you have a long band, bring them out because you're going to need it in the warm-up, to be exact. And for the exercises themselves, I will be using my 8-pound dumbbells and my loop band. But you guys already knew that because that is the same every day. In addition to that, we will be doing some rowing exercises. So if you want to set up your TRX, if you have it set up, if you want to set up your anchored bands, those are all other options that you can use today. But let's start off with this warm-up, which needs that long band. Like I said, we're going to hold it as wide as we can. Just have my thumbs loop through. If you have the ones with the handles, you can kind of wrap them around your hands so they don't fling around and hit you. We're going to start off with these pass-throughs, just our standard normal pass-through. We'll go through 10 of these total, 5 times there and back. Should be comfortable, okay, not painful. We're not forcing anything to get back there. And if you are, then widen up your hands, or you can put your band down and just use your arms straight. So we'll do 10. There and back is 1. Once you are done those, we have a different variation of this one, which is the figure 8. We're going to lift one arm up and bring it all the way up and around, and then the other arm up and around. And we'll go through those. Both arms is 1. And we're doing 10 of these total. So again, if you don't have a band, and or if your band is not wide enough, okay, and it feels very crunchy and pinchy to get back there, drop the band, okay, you can do this with no band involved, okay, you just have to use your imagination a little bit. We're trying to draw those figure 8s with our arms straight. So we'll go through those, and then once you're done, you can put that band down, and we're going to extend our arms out to the sides and work with our infamous swimmers, which we know is all about getting the shoulders burning. Okay, so we'll do these little swimmers with the palms facing down, moving our arms up and down. Just follow along with me. Don't worry about counting them. They're quite fast, tedious to count, but we're looking for that burn, which you're probably starting to feel. So we're going to turn the palms now face each other, and then we'll do these now forward and backward, same straight arms, same extended arms, trying to keep the shoulders up, okay, trying to get that fluid release, that burning sensation. Once you're done, you can relax your arms, which is right now, so we're not counting. We'll relax the arms, and then we'll roll those shoulders out a couple times backwards, 2 times, and then we'll do 2 times forwards, just loosening up all of that stuff, all of that lactic acid, that burning sensation. Let me just pull up my notes here. Okay. So the next one, we are headed down onto the floor, onto the hands and knees. We're going to work with opening up our mid-back by taking one hand and putting it behind our head, closing, trying to bring our elbow to the top of that opposite hand, and then opening, exhaling, trying to look up to the ceiling. So we're much more limited than our normal thread the needle, where we have that arm extended out straight. We want to keep it behind the head. And again, thinking about moving through your mid-back and your upper back. So no movement through the legs, no shifting, no tilting. We'll do 10 of these per side. And exhaling, seeing if you can get a little bit more open, a little bit looser with each of those 10 reps. Let's do it. Okay. So once you're done that one, we are laying down onto the floor for the second last one of our warm-up. We're going to lay down here into this kind of Superman position with our arms in that W position here. So we're not quite up at 90 degrees. We want to pull in slightly, pull our shoulders down and back. And then what we're going to do is bring our shoulders as close to the floor as we can and just relax them. They might not touch, and that's okay. And then we'll pull those shoulders back in together. And then we'll let those shoulders come down, touch them to the floor, pull them together, trying to keep our hands and arms above the floor the whole time, focusing on that upper back. And we'll go through 10 of those total. Got one more happening. All right. Okay, so we're down here, and we are going like this. And then we are squeezing those shoulders, shoulders down, shoulders up. We'll go through 10. Once you are done 10, we are standing back up to the top for the last one of our warm-up. All right, so this last one is all about your shoulders. We're going to get ourselves into this 90-degree position at our elbow with this palms facing in. fingertips extended, and we'll work with our external rotation, trying to bring the arms parallel and then open them up as far as we can without moving this upper portion of the arm. So we're just trying to close and open without having those elbows stray away from the body. So we'll go through 10 of these and exhaling, not forcing anything, but do see if you can get that hand in line with the body. You guys can't quite get there yet, but maybe as I go through my reps, I will be able to, okay? So we'll do 10, and then the last one is going to be our internal rotation. So we'll lift up those arms to here, and now we're trying to see if we can get those hands coming below the elbows this way. So same thing, we're here to force ourselves into this position. Some of us are going to be a lot tighter than others, and some of us also have pre-existing stuff going on in our shoulders that might limit our range. So just work with what you got. We'll go through 10. Once you're done, you can swing out those arms, and we are going to get you started on the first 2 exercises of our upper body strength. So you can grab yourself some water. First part today is all about our back. So we're going to be working with 2 back-focused exercises. Today, I am putting you guys on an AMRAP timer. So our AMRAP is our acronym that stands for as many rounds as possible. I will be setting you a time cap of 8 minutes. You have 2 movements with a certain amount of reps for each. You are going to complete as many sets as you can, plus we have a little bit of rest, in 8 minutes, okay? So I'm going to talk about these movements first, and then we will start the timer, okay? So you can practice your first set with me here if you would like. First exercise is a 1-arm rotational row. We're working with a low rep range of 8 reps per side. So we want to make this challenging, okay? We want to grab onto heavy weights if we have them. Now, you probably might not have heavy weights, so just grab what you have. I'm going to use both of my dumbbells, stacked one on top of the other, and get myself into my nice bent over position like this. Palms face the leg, strong arm, and then I'll pull in and rotate, pulling that shoulder behind the ear, working with 8 reps per side, okay? So if you wanna try out your weight, see how it feels, okay, we're doing 8 on each side. Remember, I have not started the timer yet, okay? So if you don't want to do a full set, you want to save your energy, okay, but just make sure you know how that one works. We're rotating, and of course, we'll talk about it as we go. That's the first exercise. Now, this one to the next one. We're going as fast as we can, transitioning down onto the floor, working with that Superman pull-in. I'm going to use this band sideways, and I'll be pulling into my chest, pausing for 2 seconds there, okay? So feet down, we're trying to pull in here, 1, 2, and then we'll extend those arms out, trying to keep them lifted the whole time. 2-second hold in here, 10 reps total, okay? So that is going to be our second one. Options for that one, we can anchor a band in front of us. Of course, if you have no band, you can hold a towel or simply just your hands out in front of you, okay? So, all right, I'm gonna start the timer so that we can get to work here. All the work that counts. 8 minutes, and that starts in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okay, no starting beat because it's just a countdown clock. But the timer has started, and so shall you. Okay, so we'll start off with that first one. Again, at the very beginning, I talked about different equipment that you can use. If you do have a TRX, that is a wonderful option for this bent over row. Okay, just make sure that you're doing that same rotation. You are working on your TRX, palm faces down, and then we pull in, and then the palms face the ribs. So we get that rotation action. Okay, so we'll go through these again. 8. Now, for most of us, 8 reps with the weight that we have is not going to be the most challenging. So if you want to make it harder, you can hold it in here. You'll slow the way down, taking a little bit more time to lower those weights down. Okay, 8. And then we'll switch, and we do 8, and then we'll go right into our 10 Superman pull-ins that we know and love. Maybe we don't love them, but they should feel all the things. They should make you feel all the stuff in your upper back, especially when combining them with these rows. All right, so once you're done your set of those Superman pull-ins, we have back exercises a back exercise on a back exercise. So we are going to allow everything back here about 30 to 45 seconds to rest before you start your next set. Now, of course, this is completely up to you. Okay, you guys have 6.5 minutes left, all right? So you should be getting anywhere between 3 to 5 sets, but we're not really worried about how many sets we can get. We're worried more about making these sets feel and count for each one, okay? So because you're only doing 8 reps per side, we want to really ensure that we are making those 8 challenging as possible, okay? And so much so that after you're done your Supermans, you actually feel like you need to take a little memento, okay, before you start your next set. And we do that so that we can rest everything back there a little bit and so that we are stronger in our next set, okay? So let's get through these. We are 5.5 minutes left on the clock of our 8 minutes. I almost thought that it was 10 minutes for a second. I'm like, wow, we have been going for so long, but no, it was only 8. Okay. So we'll get these rows and trying to make yourself not be able to do 9. Okay, we don't want to be thinking in the back of our head like, yeah, I can probably do 10 or 12. Okay, we have days where we do 10. We have days where we do 12, 15, but today is all about 8. All right, so we'll try our best to tap into that lower rep range, that strength, and really make this hard. And if you do have more options for equipment, if you have various dumbbells, heavier dumbbells, use them, okay? You don't have to add the pauses if you have something to make this actually heavier. Another option that I've talked about before is incorporating a band dumbbell combination. So you can wrap the band, make sure that it is fixed, you're holding onto the band, wrap it underneath your foot, and then you can have the band and the dumbbell kind of working together to add that resistance. Yes, so many options. All right. So let's do it. And of course, for those of you who do not have long band, if you do have 2 loop bands, you can make one by looping them together like this, and then you can use it towards this guy here, okay, pulling it. So we'll remember in this one that this is a upper back exercise, okay? We should be feeling it between the shoulders and this area of our back, not so much the low back. And if you are feeling a lot in your low back, you might be accidentally, or maybe not accidentally, lifting up your legs. And if you remember, I told you guys it's very important to have the legs and feet down to the floor, and that's going to help us prevent putting too much stress and work on that lower back, because that is not the focus. Got a weird pop-up. There we go. Okay, so feet down, legs down. Going through our sets. Okay, we are officially more than halfway. We have 3.5 minutes left to go. All about the back. Very nice. Okay, so we'll get through our sets. Taking our sweet time. And again, I would prefer you to take more time within your set. Go a little bit slower. Maybe add your pauses. Think about it a bit more. That way you actually need to take your rest over you rushing through your set so that you can get, as many sets as you can in. Like I said, that is not the goal. We're focusing on strength. That's why we have this lower rep range of 8. So it's my last reminder to really make that hard for yourself, because we are getting there. We have 2 minutes and 45 seconds. You need to do your thing on these 2. And then we are done these 2. So yay. Great news. Sound good right now? All right, but we'll finish up strong here. We will have about 2 minutes between this set and the next 2 exercises, okay? So we'll take our time. I want you to finish up your last set, okay? So if you're just kind of finishing one right now, definitely we'll start one more. We'll try to get at least one more set in because we have 2 minutes, all right? So we'll take a little bit of rest. If you are just finishing, grab a bit of water so you have time for all of the above. And then we will finish up with our final set of 8, 8, and 10. Okay, let's do it. There you go. All right, so 1.5 minutes. We'll get through this last set. I don't want to say that this is like the easiest part of today, but it definitely is the less burning part. You will see what I'm talking about as we go. You have 1 more minute left to enjoy this nice back work while it lasts. So like I said, my friends, please finish up this set, okay? If it's going to take you a little bit longer than a minute, that is completely okay. The timer is going to go off, and if you need, 20 extra seconds or something, 10 extra seconds to finish up your reps, okay? I don't want you to just stop halfway through the set because the timer went off, all right? You have 45 seconds to get it in, and then we will take a little bit of rest and move on to our next part. To the next part. Okay, so we'll work through this in about 15 more seconds. As you are coming to an end, you can grab yourself some water. Think about how good you're feeling back there, how worked you're feeling back there. Okay, we are moving on to the next part in about 1 minute, and this timer is done right about now. There it is. Okay, so again, finish up that set, please. Grab yourself some water. We are going to move on to the next part, the next superset, which is all about your shoulders. Okay, so just like we just combined 2 back exercises, we are now going to combine 2 shoulder exercises. So we have a bit of a new one, although we have done lots of versions of this one, the lateral raise. But today we're going to be doing a single arm lateral raise. So with this one, what I'm going to do is use both of my dumbbells and find myself something to hold on to so that I can slightly lean a little bit, okay? And what that's gonna allow me to do is lift these weights that are going to be just a little bit too heavy for this. If I was standing upright like this, okay, but if I lean a little bit, you can use a door frame, you can use anything stable, okay? This is going to make this feel a little bit more possible, and that is not something that you have to do, okay? But if you are going to use something quite on the heavier side like me, then that is a little technique that will help you make it feel a little bit more possible, especially as we go through our sets. And I wanted to mention it right off the bat so you remember, okay? 10 reps per side. Now, some of us might not need that option because we might be working with something on the lighter side, all right? So you can just have your arm out strong here. We're working with, again, 10 reps over here, 10 reps over here, and then we are going to pair this one with our neutral grip overhead press, okay, where we'll be completing 12 to 15. So we have a range, which we will talk about, okay? This one we are definitely not new to. We've overhead pressed a lot. We're going to be in this neutral grip. Same style, same time format, my friends. So I'm going to set our timer. It's already set. I'm going to press start on it, and we are going to start doing our thing, okay? So lateral raises, again, we're working with 10 reps per side, single arm lateral raises. Ready, set, and here we go. Okay, the timer has started. Now, those of you who are working with bands, maybe you don't have a dumbbell, or maybe your dumbbells are kind of an awkward weight, they're too heavy or too light, you can hold a band like this and work with a single arm banded lateral raise, like so. You can also anchor that band underneath something. This worked for me today. Okay, like this, and then you can work with that lateral raise like so, okay? So we're doing 10 reps per side, 10 over here, 10 over here, followed by 12 to 15 of that overhead press. So you can do 12 and you can stop there, or you can push yourself up to 15 and you can do 15, okay? When we're doing that, we want a nice strong core. You can think about pulling your belly button into the spine so that we don't end up arching our back like this. You want to really pull it in. You can even kind of contract your glutes a bit to help get that nice and strong. And then once we are done, we have that same little rest range, 30 to 45 seconds. We'll take this time to rest our shoulders. First couple sets, maybe you don't feel like you need it that much, but as we go through the sets, that burning sensation, that lactic acid that I talked about in the warm-up. Your shoulders carry a lot of it, which is why we feel like they burn a lot when we do them. We do exercises together like this. And that's why we have that 30 to 45 seconds after the press, so that we can allow some time to kind of relax that burning sensation and allow that fluid to kind of go away before we build it all back up again, okay? So this is us, and you've already started, and you have just over 6 minutes left. So back to the laterals. Options for those of you who have quite light weights. If you have like 3s or 5s, something that you can do, okay, you can try this with 8s or 10s, I guess, if you want to, but you can work with a single lateral raise, and you can hold the opposite side up, okay, rather than putting all the weight on one side. And we know that is hard, just to hold that there. So by the time I'm done this side, okay, and I have to go switch over here, now this side's already burning and this one's really challenged over here. So this is another way that you can try to do that single lateral raise if you are stuck with lighter weights that are maybe too heavy to combine together, or something like that. Lots of ways to do it. So lots of time, okay? Take this rest. All right, and we'll go through again the same thing. So we'll try to be getting anywhere between 3 to 5 sets in our 8-minute time format, time cap. Okay, so again, we want this neutral grip. You guys can't quite see what's happening with the dumbbells. I'm going to kneel so you can. As I press up over my head, I'm trying to bring those dumbbells slightly inside my shoulders, not so much that they're touching, but enough so that they're not kind of shooting way out here, but that they do come right above my shoulders. Okay, 12 to 15, and that range is there every single step. Of course, I want you to be as consistent as you can to your first couple sets, but I also get that this stuff does really creep up on you, and it might catch up to you, and you might need to just do 12, you know, rather than the 15 that you've done on your past couple sets. And that's okay. It's kind of a range. So we're halfway through, 4 minutes left. By the way, this bookcase here is super unstable. I like leaned on it, and the whole thing like leaned. It's okay, but that would be awkward if the whole thing collapsed, especially on camera. All right, so we'll work through this one. Again, that burning shoulder feeling is what we're going for here. So yes, hopefully you're feeling that. Okay, we're going through more than halfway. We have 3.5 minutes left. So again, we'll take rest. We'll grab water. Woo! Sometimes it actually does help to kind of swing it out or shake it out. So if you are really, really burning up there, just like we do in the warm-up, to kind of move those shoulders, that will help if you do that after your set of those presses. Just kind of loosen it up a bit, and it'll help maybe just your mind a little bit to get through that feeling. All right, 3 minutes left. All right, 10 these laterals, 12 to 15. We'll see if we can push ourselves on these last few sets, last couple sets here, to get 15 reps of that overhead press. Okay, remember that your exhale is always going to help you, especially when you are pressing up over your head. Okay, if you do want to make these a bit harder, because again, some of us might be stuck to something a little on the lighter side, you can hang out. Spend a little bit more time at the top, okay? Hold it up here, and then you can take your time bringing it down, okay? Rather than just pushing up and leaving at the top like this, it's going to be a lot more challenging if you hold, because that's where the wobbly part is. That's where we're really tapping into the stability of your shoulders, is at the top, okay? Because that's where it's hard, because this weight wants to go all over the place, and you have to control it with your shoulder. So we'll take our time on our last set, maybe last 2 sets. You have 2 minutes. And then we're done, these ones. Not all the way. Okay, but almost. We have one more part to the strength It's a nice spicy last part. And then we have core, 4 core. Not too bad. Okay, so we'll get through our last set here. Same deal, you guys, I will give you a little bit of time between when we start the next one. So we'll try to get through at least 1 more set. Maybe 2 if you're just finishing out this one. Before we move on to the next part. All right. Let's get 1 minute left, okay? 60 seconds. So if you're just finishing up, we will, and you can still take your rest, we'll try to get at least 1 more set in of those single arm raises. We have 3 minutes technically until we really should be starting the last part of our strength, so that's lots of time. Okay, so take this sweet time, finishing up your last set. 30 seconds on the clock for those burning shoulders. Ow, ow, ow. Okay, guys, let's see. Working with our last set. Strong finish. You have 10 seconds on this clock. And then we are going to take some rest. So if you're not done, keep going, okay? Finish up that set, but the timer is done. And we are going to start the last part of the strength in 2 minutes. So we're going to take a little bit of time right now, just walk it off, shake it out, grab some water, okay? And don't go too far because I am going to start talking about and explaining the last part, which is a little bit of a different format than we have done. We've done this way back. It has been a hot minute. We are going to be finishing off with a ladder drop set. So there are 3 exercises. We're going to be starting at 15 reps, okay? 15 is going to be the first set. We'll be going through 15 of each of the 3, and then we'll be going through 14. And then we'll be doing 13, 12, 11, 10, all the way down to 1, okay? So these 3 movements, the first one is going to be our band pull apart. So we'll be working with 15 of these band pull aparts, doing them like this, straight arms, pulling across, okay? You can actually start your first set with me so that we waste no energy, no time in this because it's going to take us a little bit of time to get through, okay? So straight arms going through our band pull. If you do not have access to a band, what you can do is just get yourself here, okay, but ideally we do want a band hole to pull apart. You can either use your long band, your 2 loop bands, whatever it is. Let's get 15 because this is our first exercise, okay? So first one, once you're done 15, second one is paused out here like this, straight arms. We're going to bend in the elbows and then push them out for a tricep extension. And we will be doing 15. Now there's a kicker here. So you can start here with me and let's see if you can feel this. We want to keep the arms lifted so they're not falling down like this. You can do a little shoulder check. Make sure that's happening, okay? And you're also going to feel a big burning sensation in your shoulders because of the way we're holding the arms and the band. So we'll be working through 15 of these triceps. Now once you're done, the very final one is going to be our narrow grip push-up. Okay, so this just got serious. We're going to be working with 15 reps of this narrow tricep-focused push-up. Now, last day, if you were here, I talked about how to do this on an elevated surface. I actually used, you guys can see the end of the couch here, and I went like this, and I went down and up off the floor, which makes this a lot easier. So you can use the back of the couch, a stair, a countertop, something like that. If you don't have any of the above, or maybe you are super, super strong and you love push-ups, you can do these off the floor, okay? Of course, you can try to do them full body, or you can do knees, okay? And work through your 15 push-ups. So once we're done, you know what's up. Okay, we're doing 14. So we're going back to this first one, back to these band pulls. and we'll be pulling through 14 reps total, okay? So we're working down. I have us a timer set. I don't want you to worry about it, okay? But it is set for 8 minutes, and I've already 8 minutes left. It was a 10-minute total when I started talking about this part. So I know this sounds like a lot, okay? So come on back here, join me. 14, okay? 14, and then 14 push-ups. We're going to see how close to 1, 1, and 1 we can get in the next 8 minutes that we have left, okay? So again, this one here, and then we can go into those push-ups. Woo! And this is you guys. So we are taking little to no rest in between our sets. Of course, if you do take rest, you probably will not have time to complete the whole ladder drop set. But that's okay. If you need to take that rest, we'll do it at the very end after those push-ups, which is where you'll probably feel like you need it anyways. All right, and then we'll try to get going right into our next set. This really starts to get okay at about 8, 7, 6. Until then, it really does not feel like you're getting anywhere, but trust me, you are, and you will feel really good when you are done this, okay, in just over 7 minutes. Maybe you'll be done a little bit sooner than that. I don't know. We'll find out. Okay. So those of you who do not have the band for the pull parts, if you're doing this one here, what you can do is grab yourself a loop band for the triceps, and you can do a extension this way instead of that banded sideways one. Okay, so you hold a loop band here. You see my black one. Okay, so if you don't have a long band to do this one like this, what you can do is do thumbs up, okay, no band, and then grab your loop band or even a towel in your hands, and you can work with a tricep kick back this way. Okay, not quite the same effect as this one, but it does the job if you do not have a long band. All right. All right. Let's get this. Okay. Yes. So let's keep working through 12, 11, all the way down to 1 and 1. Okay. So we're trying to keep those arms straight, elbows lifted for the second part. There you go. That one, hopefully you feel that one surprisingly much more challenging than it looks. I'm feeling that sneaky shoulder work in there. Yay. All right, just under 6 minutes to go. And there is a fluff in my eye. Okay. Here we go. Woo-wee! All right. So we'll just keep trying to push ourselves through this. This is another case of me kind of forcing in way more volume than we're used to, or maybe that we want to do. By doing this ladder drop set, we are doing way more reps than we normally would, although they're a little bit broken up. But that is the goal. That is the focus of this little circuit, this little ladder circuit that we're doing. So we'll try to just keep working through it, no matter if we have to slow down a little bit, or again, maybe just stop after those push-ups. Take a couple deep breaths, okay, before you start your next set. But we'll try to keep working, keep getting through this, because this is the last part to our strength, and we have just about 4.5 minutes until I will be stopping you guys. So we'll see again how close we can get without overly rushing, of course. But in theory, it takes about 10 minutes to get there. Tested that theory. There you go. Okay, so we'll keep going through this, guys. Nice job. Getting these band pulls. Oh yeah, the push-ups. Okay, so remember there is light at the end of the tunnel, and it starts to get there around 6, 7, 6, 5. Okay, so keep working through it. You got this. There it is. Nice job. Okay, so again, we want nice, strong, straight arms for those pull aparts. And then we pause out here, and we'll work with those bending of the elbows. Make sure you're doing a little check. Make sure those arms are not falling. We want to keep them lifted up. And I know that's the hard part. Yeah, that is part of the deal here. So try to make that happen. Okay, straight arms. You should feel the back of your arm, your tricep working as you extend out. And again, sometimes we do have to think about that a little bit more, especially when it's kind of a new one for us. We haven't done this one before, but it's been a bit. So, all right. So 2.5 more minutes here. We will see how we do. Back into the band pose. There we go. You guys doing so good. I know this one is, this one. And so try to just keep breathing through this. Keeping those shoulders relaxed on both of the banded exercises. Not losing our neck. We want to try our best to pull those shoulders down. And there they are. Okay. Get these done. All right. Again, try to keep carrying on here. We should be approaching maybe 10, maybe 9. Okay, just about 2 minutes left. We'll keep working through this. Yes. There you go. Okay, so last little part here, just under 2 minutes to get this done, or as close to being done as we can. I mean, for some of us, this is going to take a lot longer than for others. Really just depends on how long it takes you to get through your sets. And for some of us, like for example, those push-ups, 15 narrow push-ups are really challenging. It may take you a little bit to even get one of those sets done, okay? But don't worry about that. Just worry about keeping going through these 3. You cannot talk right now, but just do not stop working through them. You have 1 more minute until I will stop you. So we'll try to keep working down our ladder where we can get on it, okay? And then we will be moving on to the last part. It's on the floor, and it's all about our core. Woo! Okay. Okay, so last couple sets here. There you go. So we have 20 seconds until this timer is going to go off. And actually, I'm going to stop it right now. But what I want you to do is keep finishing up that set. Okay, so wherever you are right now, whatever number you are on, finish that set. If you're just starting, that's okay too. We're going to take about 2 minutes until I'm going to start us on the next part, okay, which is down on the floor, working our core, okay? So for you guys, you will need space. And let me double check. Yes, we will also need equipment, okay? We are going to have an optional dumbbell in our hands, dumbbell or dumbbells. Or if you do not have dumbbells, you can use just a towel in your hands or a water bottle or a phone or something like that, okay? So hopefully you feel good. Maybe you didn't quite get down the ladder, and that is completely okay. It was a little ambitious. You really did have to work fast to get that done within that 10 minutes, but don't worry, because we are done that part. So moving on to the final part of today's session, it is all about our core. So you can come on down and join me on the floor to stay, okay? And I'm serious about it that I'm going to tilt us down here because I'm not going to be standing. Again, you will need some equipment, optional equipment for these exercises. There are going to be 3 movements. We're going to be on a timer, 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off. Okay, and just like last day, if you guys remember, if you were here, we are following 3 sets total. Okay, so it's really important that we do these 3 as strong and as proper as we can because we only have 3. And I know we normally do 4. It's only 1 less. Okay, but it is again important that you get this done properly in all our sets. So what I'm going to do is have our timer. Just gotta bump it up a little bit here. 15. Okay, so we're going to be working with our first exercise. I'm going to talk about it, explain it. It is going to be both of our dumbbells in our hands like this. Okay, again, if you have 1 dumbbell or a towel, you can hold it sideways like this, water bottle, whatever it is. Okay, but I'm going to use both here like so. Lower back into the floor at 90 degrees at the knees and the ankles. And we're going to drop the legs down to one side and then lift them back up. And then drop them down to the other side. Try to keep those weights still and not going so far that we, fall, okay? So this is going to be our first one, and I will show you the other ones on that timer, and I'm starting that guy in 3, 2, 1, let's go. That was a very quiet beep, but it was there. All right, let's do it. First set. So again, if you don't have dumbbells, we're holding our arms or something up there. We're trying to keep our legs in line with each other, 90 degrees at the knees and the ankles, and our lower back should be pushed into the floor the entire time. What you should be feeling is gravity wants your legs to fall down, okay? But you're using your core, everything in the sides in front of your core, to not allow the legs to fall. So we'll feel that every time we go right, left, each side, opposite side is working against gravity, okay? There you go. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, so the next one you can sit up. We're going to, again, just grab 1 singular dumbbell and lean ourselves back into this position here. We'll be going into a V-up like this, and then we'll come up and press up over our head. This arm can just hang out here, okay? We're going up, pressing up over the head. We'll be working with 45 seconds on this side, and then we'll switch and do the other side after we're done this side, okay? So just stay with me here right now. If you find that this is too hard, we're going to take the opposite foot from the dumbbell that we have lifted, and you can have that foot on the floor, and then we can work with that other leg up in the air, okay? Or again, if it's still too hard, you can have both feet on the floor and just work with grazing your ankles down, okay? We'll try to keep breathing through this. Yes. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, so relax. Woo! Switch sides. Yes. Yes, yes. Okay, we're going to do the other side in about 5 seconds. Are you ready? Ready or not? Okay, here we go. So we'll lift up. Then we go down, we come up, and then we press. Now, the lower you go, the harder. So if I only go like here and come up, it's going to be, a lot easier than if I go all the way down, okay? So just work it as you can. 30 more seconds. I'll try to keep it even as to what we did on the first side. You got this, okay? We're breathing through it. 15 seconds left. There you go. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, nice work. Last one before we repeat. Again, we have optional 1 or 2 dumbbells. 2 is going to be substantially harder than 1. We are going to have the legs straight now, lower the arms back, and then exhale and crunch up towards our feet. So again, today I'm using 2 dumbbells, which is going to be a lot harder on my upper body, my back muscles, my shoulder muscles, and my core, of course. But if you find it's too heavy to bring behind your head with straight arms, then find something a little bit lighter, okay? And then we'll go all the way back, and then exhale, straight legs as straight as we can make them. Shoulder blades leave the floor, okay? We'll work through this one, focusing on those upper abs. I'll feel this kind of upper abdomen area. 10 more seconds left. Woo, woo, woo. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Woo! All right, my friends, that was our first set. So we are doing it again, of course. 2 more times, so not too bad, right? Right? All right, so we're going back into that first one. Again, 90 degrees, lower back squished into the floor, and we'll see how low we can get those legs. Bring them back up, and then how low we can get the legs. Bring them back up. Every time we're trying to see if we can get them a little bit lower, but we are focusing on using our core to resist that fall. There you go. So right side, left side, 15 more seconds left. There you go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, so sit on up here, and we can walk our hips back. I forgot to mention this first set, but this is going to help us sit in a better position on the sit bones, kind of on the bottom of our butt. And then 1 dumbbell, okay, legs up, arms up. We'll go into the V, and then we come up and press up over our head. Okay, this arm, doesn't matter what it's doing, we kind of help you find your balance. Okay, again, if you do need to make it a little bit easier, you can try putting that foot down. You can even put this arm down over here a little bit, okay? And we'll try to work through this one on this side only for 20 more seconds. This is definitely the hardest one, I think. All right, 15 seconds. Again, I'll try to exhale, press it up. Oh, yes. Let's get this. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right. Switching sides. Okay. So we're going to do the other side. Ready on mat? Here we go. Let's go. Okay, so we go down, come up, try to keep that chest lifted up high. Okay, and by holding weight only on one side, we're doing that for a reason, because again, the weight is pulling your body over, it's pulling everything over to this side, so we're really tapping into that rotation or that anti-rotation, kind of like in that first one, how we're resisting gravity. In this one, we're resisting this weight from kind of pulling us over. So we'll try to keep that as upright as possible. Okay, 10 more seconds left. You got this. I know this one is not easy, but you're almost there in 3, 2, 1, and you got there. Okay. So, second last sets. Okay, these toe touches. And these ones are all about the upper core muscles. So we'll try to think about that. And that's why we're reaching back behind the head. So we can get a nice opening stretch on the core. And then we come up and crunch up and shoulders leave. And that is done by these muscles on the top of our core here. So we'll think about those ones here opening up. And then exhale, shoulders come up here working to lift us. Okay, so again, being a bit more conscious in this set. Every time you lift up, we're trying to also consciously push our back into the floor to create that tension, that pressure in our abdomen. 10 seconds left. Okay, we have one more set. 3, and then we are done for the day. Okay, and then that will start in 15 seconds. Okay, we have one last final set. And then we are stretching it out. We are done. Okay, so back into the very first one, our leg lifts. These ones we also call windshield wipers. You can probably see why. So again, we'll try to really challenge ourselves here on this last set. Your body's starting to realize what's going on. We'll lock both our shoulders down and try to get our core tight down into the floor. 25 seconds left. Got this. See, we can finish just as strong as we started here. I know you're getting tired in there, okay? But we'll kind of keep working. 10 more seconds left. There we go. 3, 2, 1. All right. Second one, the V up to overhead press. Potentially the hardest one. I think it is. So we're going to get it done, okay? Starting your first side, start with the harder side if you have one right now. Let's go. Okay, so whatever side you're starting on, we'll try to keep our chest up, shoulders back, legs up. We'll work with control over anything, okay? So we'll try our best to be in control the whole time. There you go. 25 seconds. Last time you are here on this side. And that exhale might just help you out on these last few reps that your body doesn't really want to do, that your mind doesn't really want to do, but you're here, so let's get them done. 10 seconds left. Okay, don't give up, don't stop. Can you hear the beat? In 3, 2, 1, and now you can stop. Okay, and put it on the other side because we have to do the side. Okay, I know this one is no joke. Okay, but we are almost there. Ready? And let's do it. Okay, this is going to be the last set, the last side of this one for today, for the week, and it's even not in there next week. So we're going to get this done, pushing ourselves through it. Okay, for 30 more seconds, not thinking about how we feel, just trying to think about getting through this. 20 more seconds. Okay, so again, chest up, try to lift up, press as strong as we can over our head. 10 more seconds. Okay, go for about 2 or 3 more. You can do this. Last chance to get them in. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right. Woo! What a nice beat to hear, hey? Okay, so last one, the toe touches, preferably with 2 dumbbells in our hands. Okay, it's going to be us. This is going to take us to the finish line. How nice. So we try to finish strong here, thinking about those muscles in our upper core. Okay, straight arms, straight legs. Let's get it. Every single time we're reaching those arms behind our head, those dumbbells back, feeling that opening, and then think about those muscles that you feel opening and stretching. Those are the ones that are lifting you up to do that crunch. Okay, 15 seconds to the finish line. And then you are done in 5 seconds. Let's go. Last one. 3, 2, 1, and time. And put them down. And don't walk away because we're going to stay down here actually for a nice stretch, which starts flipped over. You can join me here with some of our cat-cow. So hopefully you guys feel good. Feel worked in your core, in your upper body, as that was the focus of today. We're going to take a little bit of time here to just loosen up. I'm going to leave you guys with a few stretches, but we'll do these ones together. You can start with this cat-cow. Get your low back, upper back opened up, your core and abs moving up to the ceiling as you push your ribs down, and then down to the floor as you round your back up. You can do this 3 to 5, maybe even to 10 times, as many times as you want. Okay, it feels nice. We'll take our time with it. When you're feeling ready and done that one, you can sit on your heels, walk your hands away from the body into this one where you can hang out in 30 seconds, maybe a minute if you want. If you want to make time, and hang out down here. So there are a few specific stretches that I would like you guys to do that I'm going to show you and leave you with, and you can do on your own time, okay? Or if you want, you can start holding the first one and then just watch for the other ones. So for your back muscles, what you do is lift us back up. We are wanting to stretch out your back specifically, so you'll find something to hold on to. You can use your door handle, a wall, a bookcase, a TRX, anything stable that's not going to move. Okay, I know that I said this bookcase moves, but that's okay. I'm going to hold on to one hand here, have my hips here, and then I'll let my hips fall back, and I'm going to take my head and turn and look underneath my armpit. So I'm turning in towards that arm, and I'll feel a nice stretch in my whole back and my lower back, okay, because I'm doing that inward rotation here, okay? So you can hold as high or as low as you want. It doesn't really matter, maybe about shoulder width height, and then you can lean into that side. Just relax this arm, and you'll get that nice stretch down the side there. Again, you can use pretty much anything, TRX, door frame, whatever it is, and then just, again, we're turning in towards that side. So you can spend 30 seconds, maybe upward to 60 seconds, stretching out your back on both sides. Again, it's just going to help us loosen up all of the stuff that we did. Okay, the other one that I would suggest you do is for your shoulders, and that one you reach behind our back and open up like this. And this one is kind of the basic version of it, but it does get the job done more specifically in your shoulder muscles than our door frame stretch, which is more kind of about the chest muscles. So we can reach back, keep our arms low, and you'll feel that opening along the front of your shoulder here. If you have the mobility, you can lift your arms up a little bit, and you can stay here for about 30 to 60 seconds as well. If you are somebody who is wanting to improve your posture, and if you know you are a little bit forward because you just know yourself, you will benefit from taking some more time to stretch the chest and shoulders. And because we did incorporate some of those push-ups in today, this will benefit you, okay? So you can find your door frame, your wall, whatever it is, and take some time now to stretch out your chest muscles in the front by having your palm kind of opened up like this, okay? So anything else, my friends, that you want to do, that you want to stretch, now is a great time to do so, okay? Anything from your core, your upper body. You guys are done with me. Thank you so much for another amazing meeting in our Zoom room. Hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow for leg day, and hopefully you guys have a great day. Bye. And of course, if you're watching the replay, I love reading your comments, so please drop them below so I know you were here, and have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.